discipuli optimi, discipuli optimai, salvicitis, salve, amici and amicae. Because we're doing the Baucis et Philemon story, which, as I wrote, came from, well, it's an old myth, but it's told especially by the poet Ovid in the Metamorphoses. And so this is one of the nicest myths. It's one that actually has a good ending instead of some poor mortal getting horribly disfigured or transformed by a god. There is a transformation in it, but it's one of the nicer ones. A good love story. But because we're doing that one and the verb to die shows up, I thought I would do a quick review of deponent verbs. So if you don't remember, a deponent verb is a verb that has put down, that's depono, its active endings. And so it only has passive endings. And we say that they are passive in form, but active in meaning. So even though all of its endings are passive, all of its meaning or translation is going to be active. And to review those passive endings, you're going to have to all stand up. So surgite, and now rock onto the tiptoes. So you're standing up on your tiptoes, and we're going to rock back and forth to our heels, and we go aristor, more, many, entor. Aristor, more, many, entor. And those are the passive endings. Otherwise, they form just like your regular verbs, where they're going to use ba in the imperfect, and depending on whether it's a first, second conjugation or a third or fourth conjugation, the future will use bor, beres, bitur, bimini, bimor, bimini, buntur, or if it's the third or fourth conjugation, it'll use the vowel e to make it in the future tense. And that's the one I want to look at today, because this verb occurs in the story of Baucis and Philemon, and that deponent verb is the verb to die. So that is morior, mori, mortuus sum. Okay, so this verb, morior, mori, mortuus sum, is third conjugation, and that means when it forms its infinitive, unlike normal deponent verbs, which are just going to change the RE to an RI. So for example, we could have the infinitive amare, to love, and if you want to make that passive to be loved, we just change amare to amari. But because morior is in third conjugation, it kind of goes like this, where pretend we had the third conjugation verb mittere. When that becomes passive, it shortens down to miti, to be sent. And so morior mori is a third conjugation deponent verb. Right. Now, take a look at what happens to it in the perfect tense. It becomes mortuus sum. And you've learned mortuus as the adjective, meaning dead. Now here you would say mortuus sum can mean I am dead or I have died, perfect tense. Both mean the same thing. If I have died, then I am dead. So that's kind of a cool intersection of the verb and the adjective, or the participle, working together. Now, we're going to see in the story that this verb gets used a couple of times, and Jupiter and Mercury will ask, what do you want to happen when you will die? So we have to get to the future tense. Let's first conjugate it in the present. And so if we do this one in present tense, make my little S, P, 1, 2, 3, we get morior, morioris, moritur. Then in the plural, mor, we die, morimini, y'all die, and moriuntur, they die. So there's our present conjugation. Morior, moriris, moritur, morimor, morimini, moriuntur. Present tense. I die, you die, he, she, or it dies, we die, y'all die, they die. And those are the forms. Now if we change it to the future tense, it's a third conjugation, so it's not going to use bo, bis, bit, or rather in the passive, bor, beris, bitor. This one uses ham and 5 eggs. If you remember that as a way to remember, in the active you would go that's ham, ace, et, amus, atis, ent, and the letter E is making it future tense, so that's ham, and then the 5 E's makes 5 eggs. We got to use the passive endings here, because it's a deponent verb, so it'll end with not but are. We get mori, are, and then we use the letter E, mori, eris, and mori, etor. Sorry, it's not long in the third person. Let me step over here and we can do the future. Can you guess it? Pause. Yeah. Mori, amor, moriemini, and morientor. So this would be the future tense. I will die, you will die, he, she, or it will die, we will die, you all will die, they will die. And you're going to see this form in the story on Ligonium, and then you'll hear it in the video, moriemini, and I think it's cum or ubi or quando. When you die, when you will die, then you will get changed into the trees. So there's our deponent verb review. I hope that's a good consolidation and helps you to spot out those forms. I'll send a worksheet so you can practice with them. Walete!